Well, let's talk about one other market, which has been a bit of a challenge lately on the geopolitical side, which is China, of course. You missed on the quarter last time around. Some are wondering, John, why you have not been more vocal as a company around some of the human rights abuses in China when you had been so out front on societal and social issues here in the U.S.
Well, as I said earlier, Sarah, that we think sport's a global phenomenon and an important phenomenon. And so we participate in sport all over the world, including China. China's a very important market for us. We have a long-term history in China. You know, Phil Knight, our founder, was in China 40 years ago, beginning to build what's now an incredible consumer connection that Chinese consumers have with Nike, with Jordan, with Converse. And so we continue to invest in China. We have over 7,000 monobrand stores in China through our Chinese partners. We're the #1 sports brand on Tmall, have been for the last decade, still are today. And so we take a very long-term view in China. We're continuing to invest in China, and we'll continue to invest in China, while also operating a very responsible global supply chain.
Well, you told an analyst on the conference call last quarter that you are a brand. You said we are a brand of China and for China, which got a lot of attention given the attention from the U.S. and around the world on the human rights issues, the brutal clampdown on Hong Kong, questions about where COVID-19 came from. Do you feel like you have to sacrifice your values at all as a company to do business there and to continue to grow and continue those deep roots that you talked about Nike has there?
Not at all, Sarah. We connect to consumers in markets all over the world. And so I could say go into any country around the world and say consumers in that market consider Nike a brand of their market for them. And that's one of the reasons Nike's been so globally successful. And we operate very aligned with our values, always have been, always will, including throughout our entire supply chain. And so this is simply part of the challenges of operating a global brand in global markets. And we've navigated that very well for 50 years, and we will continue to do that.
You also said that you were seeing a sequential improvement in terms of the business coming back in China from the immediate backlash over the boycott calls. Has that continued? Are you seeing it come back to pre-boycott levels?
Yeah, as we said, Chinese consumers continue to respond well to the Nike brand, Jordan brand, Converse brand. I mentioned earlier being #1 in Tmall. So our business is strong there, and we take a strong, both medium and longer term outlook. And so we're encouraged by what we see in the short to medium term. And frankly, our real scorecard is continuing to serve the Chinese consumer over the months and years to come.